We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. Before we begin today, I'd just like to mention that the product being discussed in this video comes courtesy of Roger at Burn Your Tongue. So major shout out to Roger for providing the product you're about to see today. Burn Your Tongue is a purveyor of fine, spicy products cleverly hidden in the Newgate Mall in Ogden, Utah. It's probably my favorite physical hot sauce shop, and I think it's the best of its kind. If you're within a 100-mile radius of Ogden, Utah, and you care at all about this type of thing, I definitely encourage you to drive and make the visit. It is well worth your time. Roger also has a Facebook page, which I'll put in the description below. Feel free to check him out there. And what this is Irazu, fire roasted habanero and garlic. Now, take a peek at that. See lots of goodies in here, lots of the fire roasted bits and seeds and everything. I don't know if I have a favorite sauce company. If I do, I would say this has to be in the running. Probably Blair's before they ran into the weather-related issue would have been a contender. Same with Cajon's before the sale. I don't know that I have one right now, but it's very possible that if there is one, Irazu would be potentially it. And I will say this. If there is one sauce that I would think I'm going to be doing an entire lineup of, again, Irazu I would think would be in the running. And I might have done that possibly on the blog with Wicked Cactus. I don't know if they're around anymore. And there's a few other ones. Volcanic Peppers, I think, has some really interesting stuff as well. But if there is one that's a lot more available, let me put it that way, it might be Irazu. So, not a very complicated recipe. We have water, roasted habaneros, ground habanero pepper, roasted garlic, salt, apple vinegar, passion fruit juice, lemon juice, xanthan gum, and our old buddy, acetic acid. And direct out of Costa Rica, where it comes from a old pepper farm. Let me just say this. If you are interested in hot sauce, if you're a chili head at all, Irazu is someone you should acquaint yourself with. So apparently it's by a volcanic pepper. It is not to be confused with Volcanic Peppers, however, who does things like Chocolate Lightning. Okay, so as you can see, I've been kind of showing you here as I've been doing this. Let's have a little look-see here at the old sauce. See what it is we got going on. Get a little white point action. You can see it flows very readily. Very, very chunky, which we like for this style of sauce anyway. And you can see all the little bits of goodness in there. It has an okay amount of stickiness there. It flows really, really well. And bottoms up. Get a nice burst of that char from the fire roasting right out of the gate. Really a little brief flash of very low heat. I would say maybe a 2. I think I give it a 2. If you heat enough of this, it would probably be a 2, where it'd have a chance to build up. But it's a flash and then kind of dissipate. It has a, flame roasting peppers. I don't think there's a pepper that you can't make better by flame roasting it. I love flame roasted peppers. tomatoes, whatever. You put those things under some flame. I'm in. I like that a lot. And this one, that is a big draw to the sauce for me. As far as flavor, you can't pick out passion fruit juice. There is a very minor sweetness to it. It's not very astringent, so the lemon juice and acetic acid was used probably in a fairly low extent. There is a little bit of a roasted garlic taste to it, but it really is primarily fire roasted peppers. And I think that's the best way of having peppers. I don't like raw peppers. Fire roast something, you have my attention. So this is really speaking to me more as taco saucy, if I'm being completely honest. And it just so happens we've got a trio of tacos from Del Taco. And let's throw these on the pad here. One of the weird things about this sauce is it's very, very subtle. And I think I mentioned that in the review too, which means that you have to generally use a pretty fair share of it to actually get to read through a lot of the time. So I mentioned that because we're gonna throw a bunch on here. Oh boy, what is this? You know, it actually is. It's nice that you can use a lot of it, but I get nervous because I don't want it spilling and going everywhere. You know, that's a problem. You start making a mess, and the stuff just gets everywhere. So, all right, let's start with you. Flavor of this sauce is so good. It's reminiscent of the pure death sauce, and that the flavor is so good. Even if you're getting that by itself, no problem at all. It just gets lost a little bit because it's more subtle than the tacos here. Now, it is adding a little bit, it's imparting a little bit of heat onto it. So what I'm hoping is that I'm going to bang through these tacos here real quick. What I'm hoping is that we'll be able to see a little bit of burn out of it. I'd say I had maybe a 1. Maybe edging towards 2 burn going on. And so there's a couple, I like the sauce. The flavor is excellent. So I like that. I have a couple problems. The first is that there's not really enough heat in this with the subtlety of that flavor. I could do with just a touch more heat. But with the subtlety of flavor, I mean, you can see I opened this not too long ago, and it's quite a ways down. I mean, I'm using a lot of this stuff because I can't get the flavor profile enough to really register. You just saw how much I use right now. It got lost completely on that second taco. And I think that's one big drawback to me thinking about using this as my go-to Mexican style sauce, as the Irazu cayenne is already for my Louisiana style sauce. And that is that it would either need to be more aggressively flavored so it doesn't get lost. And I've tried this on quite a few different things at this point, and it just tends to get lost. Or it could be hotter so that even if it doesn't impart a lot of flavoring, you're still getting some of that fieriness, that we turn to for this when we're chili heads. So, unfortunately, this is mixed. I do like a lot of parts about this sauce, and I think Irazu is a great company. Definitely encourage you guys to go out there and check something out. One of the offerings from Irazu, they're all outstanding. I've yet to have a bad sauce from them, this included. I've just never had a bad sauce that has got this Irazu label on it. I don't think I will. So this sauce, just for my peculiar taste preferences, doesn't function at the level that I would hope for. So as great as this is, and in some respects it's approaching greatness, I'll say, it just doesn't, it's not able to completely make the nut on everything. But there you have it, the look at the Irazu fire roasted habanero and garlic hot sauce.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.